I think that I want to talk to myself instead of talk to other people, because when I talk to other people, I feel like a burden and I feel like they don't get it, and I feel like I'm wasting my time talking because they're never going to understand. And when I talk to myself like this, I seem to find like I feel more validated because I'm better at doing that than anyone else for me. So I want to talk today about how I'm like, I can't do anything today. Like, today is just one of these days. And um, I have a lot of these days. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself today, but if I try to do too much, it's gonna be too much. If I try to, I really, really, really want to leave the fucking house right now. I didn't get enough sleep though. Man, this is, several days now of not getting enough sleep, and I just don't feel good. I feel like I can't participate in things. I feel like I can't keep up with other people at all. Um, I'm really sad in particular about my choir, because I joined this year, and I joined a choir this year, which is awesome. I've never been able to do such a thing before. I have been like a, performing, like a songwriter, I guess you could call it that, or that's how it started out. Um, most of my adult life, but I stopped for many, many years because I had such fucking horrible headaches and so much going on with my head and neck, that I wasn't able to perform at all, or even like sing ever, or play guitar really for quite a few years. I still did sort of sometimes at home to amuse myself, but like literally, like it's like that now though. I still can't really get through a song. I have to use all of this stuff. Like I now use a loop pedal constantly. I can't even play through the songs I wrote 10 years ago on the guitar. I can't because my hands are fucked up now. Like they just don't, they hurt all the time and they give out and they don't work the way they used to. So I try to find other ways. So I use the loop pedal and I use different instruments, and I try and create like layers of sound by myself. I mean, I've got this idea from lots of other artists who do this. But the reason I make this style of music now, and the reason I don't work with a band, is because I can't. I I mean, I'd love to work with a band, but I don't know how I would get around having to practice with a band. I have a really hard time rehearsing with my choir. And I guess the choir thing has been sort of an experiment, but it's something I really want to do. So I'm sad because this is Monday, and Monday is choir night, and I went the last 2 weeks I didn't go because I wasn't in good shape. We had a concert just over 2 weeks ago, and that meant a dress rehearsal during the day, and then coming back that night, with maybe like 2 hours in between to go get something to eat, and performing that night. And it's like, the fact that I'm even thinking I can do something like that is just like a little delusional. Like I'd love to, but the consequences, like I'm gonna be fucked up for 2 weeks after. So, and there's new pain now that I've never had before that's scaring me. And this also is the thing that just happens. I mean, I don't know. I have a lot of new pain all the time where it's kind of like, oh, it's that not familiar. And it's probably because I'm doing different things and I'm putting a lot of expectations on my body. And see, my shoulder was just out. I didn't even know. I just put it back. It's only out a little. It just, like, it's a subluxation is what that's called. It's not a full dislocation, and I can always put it back, knock on wood, still. But it fucking hurts all the time because it keeps doing this. This one specifically, they both do this, but this one's way worse. And it's funny because I have a cane and I had to use it a couple times this week just because there was things I wanted to do that I needed to do that I feel like it's like I can't ever make a fucking commitment. But anyway, I went to go see some shows and stuff, and one night in particular I knew I needed to bring the cane because it was in a large venue, and I will like literally fall over if there's too many people. But like I can't put the weight on my upper body that is required to use a cane, and I think about wheelchairs and stuff like that. The place I live in right now is not wheelchair accessible. Wheelchairs are extremely expensive. I drive a car. If it was a manual chair, like I would need someone to put it in the car for me and then get it out. Like it's, I have all these fantasies about power chairs. But like I also need to walk and I also need to stand and I need to be able to walk and stand and move my body around, or that same thing will happen. I'll get injured. I'll get injured just from sitting still. I get injured while I'm sleeping. Like I really wish people would understand this because I feel so isolated sometimes, even from the people that love me. Like, even from the people that know me well and spend a lot of time with me. Like, I spend more time with me than anyone, but I don't feel like my partner understands, and I don't feel like my parents understand, and I don't feel like most of my best friends understand. And I just spend a lot of time recuperating, and hoping that I'll be okay. And then I try to do things to offset the pain, like swimming, which I'm not doing enough at all right now. I think ideally, if I was in good shape, I'd be doing that maybe 3 times a week, and I do it maybe once every like 2 weeks lately. So that's changed. It just used to be, before I had my neck surgery, it was like different. Now that I've had like trauma to my head, I'm really afraid of people hitting my head. So there's an issue now with the pool that way, and there's an issue with a lot of things at the pool and just navigating people and stuff, and it's sometimes not that easy, and it gets me into shape, but I can also injure myself doing that. So yeah, I used to really like doing yoga, and I really like things with flow. And now I'm reduced to doing sort of like a combination of like physio exercises and Pilates and like some basic yoga. And it's really, really dull. Again, I haven't been doing it. I was doing it last summer pretty good, pretty much regularly. And then now it's spring and I have not been doing it. So when I don't keep up with physio all of the time and I'm not doing exercises constantly, things just start falling apart, and it's not my fault, because most people don't have to maintain themselves the way I have to just to be able to function. And it's not like I'll ever really be able to get myself to the level I want to be able to do the things I want. I'm starting to think that what I need to do right now is take a step back from all the shit I'm involved in and try to work out what's going on with my body and try to deal with these little accumulated injuries. They're not little, but they seem little. And then the thing about me is I will do something and it will not look like I've hurt myself doing it, and I will be in bed 2 weeks after doing it, and you won't know that it happened. You will see me doing it and you won't know. I might make a face or something, but I'll just keep going, and then the next day it'd be nice, actually, maybe, if these things would take me out right at that moment so that I wouldn't think I can keep going. But I mean, I think that's just the way that my body is and the way that my body adapts. It's like it has to it kind of covers up the injury for the time being with endorphins or adrenaline or something, and I don't realize it. And then, so, yeah, I'm really sad. I don't know what to do with myself. I want to keep, for the most part, like, performing my own music, and I want to go back to school, I think. I've been thinking about a program so that I can go back and learn more about music production. There's a program at the college here. I might just take like one course. I'm really fucking capable. Like, when I go to school, I get really good grades. Like, not in high school, but in college and in university. I completed my programs. I got great grades. Like, I should have done a master's. I should have done more. But I couldn't. I had to stop and go to bed for years, it seemed like. And, you know, this is just my life. It's just really slow moving sometimes, and it's sad. And I don't want it to be like this, but I don't know how to work with what I've got to make it so that I can be happy and fulfilled. And my choir is good with, you know, accessible things for people with mobility needs and whatever else. You just have to explain it, you know, and I think I, more than most people, have to explain it because I look like this, but I'm like falling apart at the seams on the inside. Like, I mean, physically, literally, not like emotionally. Probably also emotionally, though, because I'm trying to cope with this. I just don't feel like I can ever be an active participant in anything. Like, I commit to things and I can never do them fully. Like, the only thing I feel like I can do fully is my music. Because I'm just doing what, like, I'm setting out to do what I'm going to do. And, you know, for the most part, all that's been required of me, since I haven't toured ever, although I'd love to, I don't know how the fuck to do that, though, with what I've got going on. Like, the last, you know, over the last year or so, like, in town where I live here, like, you know, I've been able to perform a few times in front of people, like, you know, for money, like a very small amount of money. But like, it's not about that. It's like that I felt equal and on par with the other people doing it. And the problem with this choir thing is I feel like I'm dragging behind everyone, and although I know I can sing, I can't do what they're doing physically. And there's a concert this coming weekend involving choreography, and I'm just not. I don't even want to try. And everyone is like, no, you should try. Maybe you could do it. And no, I don't. I'm not. It's not even because I'm already having so much problems. I can't take something like that on. I could never. I just can't. Not now, you know? Even though it's a super basic thing. I think there's a turn in it, or like, I can't turn. I noticed someone was doing it in a chair. I could probably do that, but like, I can't do that and do rehearsals and do fundraisers and do concerts and do sectional rehearsals. Like, this is a really demanding choir. I thought it was going to be like once a week, and I really, really like it, but I can't keep up, and it breaks my heart. I'm gonna get off the computer now, because I think, yeah, this is just an example of something that happens a lot with me. I take something on, I'm really passionate about it, I really want to do it, and it kicks my ass. And thank God that I feel a little bit differently about certain things because they're extremely self-directed. But what I really want is to participate with other people. Anyway, bye.